Hey ladies, ever felt like the spark in your relationship just slipped away, even though you still love him? Or maybe you're wondering if passion and joy are just for the young. Well, hold on to your coffee cups, because today we're diving into something incredible. The wise, life-changing advice of Evelyn, a 72-year-old woman who's spilling secrets many women don't know. And trust me, you'll wish you'd heard this sooner. Welcome back to the Joyful Senior, where we're all about living our best lives no matter the age. Picture this. You're sitting across from your partner, the room's quiet, and you're wondering, when did we stop really seeing each other? It's a question Evelyn asked herself years ago, and what she discovered turned her marriage and her life around. At 72, she's not here with some fairy tale fix or a cheesy love potion. Nope, she's got real down-to-earth wisdom from decades of loving, losing, and learning. From the silent gaps that creep into relationships to the tiny habits that kill desire, Evelyn's seen it all, and she's sharing how to bring back that connection, especially in our golden years. Today, we're unpacking her advice, why love needs more than feelings, how men miss the mark without even knowing, and what women over 50 really crave. Hint, it's not what you might think. Plus, stick around for a heartwarming story about Jennifer, a 70-year-old Texan who found peace after years of putting herself last. This isn't just a video, it's a wake-up call to rediscover joy, love, and yourself. So, grab a cozy spot and let's jump in. Evelyn's wisdom is about to light up your day. So, Evelyn's got us hooked with her promise of wisdom, and now it's time to dig into the good stuff. Let's unpack her secrets step by step and see how they can breathe new life into our relationships and ourselves. Ready? Here we go. 1. The silent gap in relationships. First up, let's talk about something sneaky. Silence. Not the peaceful kind, but the kind that builds walls. Meet Anna, a 68-year-old retired teacher from Ohio, married to Tom for 40 years. She loves him, always has, but lately, it's like they're strangers sharing a house. No fights, no drama, just quiet. Evelyn calls this the silent gap, and she says it's more common than we think. Silence doesn't mean peace, she told me. It can mean distance. Anna felt it creeping in over the years, busy schedules, kids, then grandkids. Conversation shrank to, "What's for dinner?" and "Did you pay the bills?" Evelyn's been there too. She remembers nights with her late husband George, where the TV filled the void. Her fix? Start small. One evening, she turned off the set and asked George, "What's one thing you loved about today?" It felt awkward at first, but it opened the door. Anna tried it too. Over coffee, she asked Tom about his old fishing trips. His eyes lit up, and for the first time in months, they talked, really talked. Evelyn's point is simple. Love needs presence. A touch on the arm, a question, a shared laugh. Those little threads stitch you back together. Science agrees. Studies show regular connection boosts emotional closeness. So, if you're feeling that gap, don't wait. Say something. Ask something. It's not about fixing everything overnight. It's about starting. 2. Habits, the silent killers of passion. Now let's shift gears. Evelyn says habits can be passion's worst enemy. Love isn't just a feeling, she insists. It's something you do. Too often, we assume our partner knows we care, so we stop showing it. Evelyn saw this with George. After decades together, their days became a script. Dinner at 6, news at 7, bed by 9. Comfortable? Sure. Exciting? Not a chance. She noticed the spark fading, not because they stopped loving, but because they stopped trying. Then one day, she left a goofy note on his pillow. "Meet me in the kitchen for a dance." George laughed, shuffled in, and they swayed to no music. It wasn't fancy, but it felt alive. That's the trick. Small, steady efforts. Research backs her up. Tiny acts of affection release oxytocin, keeping love warm. Think about it. When's the last time you surprised your partner? Not with a gift, but with you, your time, your silliness. Evelyn says routines are fine, but passion needs a nudge. Maybe it's a walk instead of TV, or cooking together with a little flirt thrown in. It's not about grand gestures. It's about showing up. So tonight, try it. Break the script. You might just rediscover that old flame. 3. Common mistakes men make in long-term relationships. Next, Evelyn gets real about the guys. Men forget we need to feel special, not just loved, she says with a knowing smile. After years with George, she noticed patterns. Men in long-term relationships often skip what she calls emotional foreplay, the little things that set the stage for closeness. Take Anna and Tom. For 30 years, he brought her coffee in bed. Then he stopped. She didn't miss the caffeine, she missed feeling seen. Evelyn's seen it too. Men assume she knows I care, so they drop the effort. Another slip-up, ignoring the power of words. George once went months without a compliment until Evelyn nudged him. "Tell me something nice," she teased. He blushed, then said, "You make every day better." It stuck with her. Her advice to men? Keep courting. A note, "You look great," a shared chore. It's not hard, but it matters. Ladies, if he's clueless, hint at it. Anna did. She left Tom a sticky note. "Coffee tomorrow?" He grinned and brewed it. Evelyn's takeaway? Love stays alive when he shows it, not just feels it. 4. Habits that kill desire. Here's where Evelyn gets deep. She says there's a big difference between closeness out of duty and closeness out of desire. Duty is folding his socks because you always do. Desire is giggling over a spilled bowl of popcorn on movie night. When love turns into a checklist, she warns, desire fades. She and George hit this wall. Nights became predictable. Dinner, dishes, done. It wasn't bad, just blah. Then Evelyn shook it up. One evening, she suggested a starry walk instead of their usual routine. George grumbled, but halfway through he grabbed her hand. That spontaneity? It's gold. Duty keeps a house running. Desire keeps a heart beating. Her fix is easy. Swap one habit for something fun. Skip the news for a card game. Trade chores for a quick dance. It's not about time. It's about joy. Evelyn says desire lives in those playful moments. So, what's your move? Break the mold. Let love breathe. 5. Understanding women after 50. Evelyn's got a gem for us now. Women change after 50. "I didn't need fireworks anymore," she says. "I needed a safe harbor." Hormones shift, life piles up, and suddenly, shallow romance feels empty. What matters? Emotional security and real friendship. She remembers George sitting with her through a health scare. No flowers, just his steady hand. That beat any candlelit dinner. After 50, women want a partner who listens, who shares the load, who's there, not just in body, but in soul. Anna felt it too. Tom's quiet, "I've got you" during a tough week meant more than a dozen date nights. Evelyn's tip? Talk about it. Tell him you need his heart, not just his presence. And guys, step up. She's not asking for the moon, just you. After 50, love's less about heat, more about home. Build that and you're golden. 6. Evelyn's practical tips for a joyful life. Finally, Evelyn's got some gold for us, and it's not just about relationships. Take care of your heart, inside and out, she says. Her big 3? Gratitude journaling, 3 things you're thankful for daily. She started after George passed, and it pulled her through. Mindful walks, 20 minutes noticing the breeze or a bird. Science says it cuts stress. And rest, nap, or read without guilt. She swears by it. Better sleep, brighter moods, even a healthier ticker. Studies agree gratitude boosts serotonin, walking lowers blood pressure. Evelyn's proof she's 72 and glowing. Her advice? Start today. Scribble a note, step outside, rest. It's not selfish, it's strength. Joy starts with you. Let's take a little detour to Texas, where Jennifer, a 70-year-old with a soft drawl and a green thumb, lives in a yellow clapboard house surrounded by roses she's tended for decades. She's been married to Ed, a gruff but good-hearted retired mechanic, for 45 years. Picture her, silver hair pulled into a loose bun, apron dusted with flour from a lifetime of baking biscuits for Ed and their 3 kids, now grown. She's the kind of woman who hums hymns while weeding, always putting others first. Until recently, when something shifted. Jennifer was tired, not the bone-weary kind from a long day, but a soul-deep exhaustion from years of serving, nodding, and smoothing over Ed's grumbles without a peep. She didn't want to fight. She just wanted peace. It started small, like most rebellions do. One crisp October morning, the kind where the air smells of leaves and promise, Jennifer woke up before dawn. Normally, she'd shuffle to the kitchen, brew Ed's coffee, and pack his lunch, ham sandwich, apple, thermos of soup, even though he hadn't worked in years. It was habit, etched into her hands like the lines on her face. But that day, she paused. The sunrise peeked through the curtains, painting the room gold, and she thought, why am I still doing this? For once, she didn't move. She poured herself a cup of chamomile tea, wrapped her sweater tight, and sat on the porch swing, watching the sky bloom pink. Ed lumbered out, scratching his head. "Where's my lunch?" he mumbled. She smiled, a quiet, steady smile, and said, "I'm taking a break today." He blinked, confused, but she didn't budge. That moment felt like freedom, like the first deep breath after years underwater. Evelyn's words had been rattling in her mind. You don't have to serve to be loved. Jennifer had heard it on a Joyful Senior video, and it stuck. So she took a leap. The next day, she handed Ed the coffee pot. "Your turn," she said, half expecting a huff. He grumbled, but he brewed it, sloshing a bit on the counter. She didn't clean it up. Over the next week, she split the chores. He'd vacuum, she'd dust, he'd cook, burnt toast at first, she'd laugh. Slowly, something shifted. One evening, as they sat with mugs of decaf, Ed asked, "How's your garden?" She lit up, rambling about her roses, and he listened, really listened. They talked about the kids, the old truck he used to fix, the time they danced at their daughter's wedding. It wasn't perfect, but it was warm. Jennifer realized she'd been so busy serving, she'd forgotten to be with him. Setting that boundary, claiming her peace, didn't push Ed away. It pulled him closer. Now, she tends her roses guilt-free, and Ed's even started weeding with her. Her rebellion wasn't loud, but it was hers. and it changed everything. So, what do we take from Evelyn's wisdom and Jennifer's quiet stand? Let's break it down, because these aren't just tips, they're lifelines for anyone wanting more from their golden years. First, relationships don't run on autopilot. Evelyn showed us that love isn't a silent contract you sign once and forget. It's a living thing that needs effort, like watering a plant. Anna's chats with Tom, Evelyn's dance with George, Jennifer's tea on the porch, they all prove it. Small moves keep love breathing. We can't assume our partner knows we care. We've got to show it day after day in ways that feel real. Then there's passion and desire. Evelyn's right. They don't just vanish. They fade when we let habits choke them out. Think of Jennifer stuck in her lunch-packing loop, or Evelyn and George glued to the TV. It's so easy to settle into duty and call it love, but real desire lives in the unexpected. A walk, a laugh, a shared mess in the kitchen. After years together, it's not about fireworks. It's about keeping the embers glowing with a little playfulness, a little you. And after 50, Evelyn nailed it. Women need a safe harbor, not a show. Jennifer didn't want Ed to sweep her off her feet. She wanted him to see her, to share the load. Emotional safety, those quiet moments of "I'm here," beats shallow romance every time. It's about trust, friendship, and knowing you're not alone in the storm. Finally, self-care isn't a luxury. It's the root of everything. Jennifer's rebellion started with a cup of tea and a sunrise, echoing Evelyn's gratitude journals and mindful walks. When we fill our own cup, we've got more to give. So the big lesson? Love, whether for your partner or yourself, takes intention. Jennifer found her peace, Evelyn her joy, and we can too. It's not about perfection. It's about starting one small, brave step at a time. Well, folks, we've just taken a beautiful journey with Evelyn, our wise 72-year-old guide, and wow, what a gift she's given us. Today, we've uncovered secrets many women don't know, secrets that can light up our relationships and our lives, especially in these golden years. From Anna rediscovering Tom through a simple question to Evelyn dancing with George in the kitchen, we've seen that love doesn't fade. It evolves. It's not about letting silence build walls or letting habit snuff out passion. It's about showing up day after day with little acts of heart. And Jennifer's quiet rebellion, that's proof we can claim peace without losing love. We just have to be brave enough to try. Evelyn's practical tips, like journaling gratitude or taking a mindful walk, remind us that joy starts with caring for ourselves. After 50, it's less about grand romance and more about building a safe, steady harbor together. Here's the thing. You're never too old to reignite that spark or find your own calm in the storm. Evelyn's 72 and glowing, Jennifer's 70 and tending her roses with a smile. Proof that these years can be your best yet. It's not about perfection. It's about starting small. Maybe it's a kind word to your partner, a break from the routine, or a moment to breathe and say, "I'm worth this." You got the tools now. Evelyn's handed them to us on a silver platter, so why not use them? So here's my challenge to you, joyful seniors. Hit that like button if Evelyn's wisdom struck a chord. Subscribe if you're ready for more stories and tips to make these years shine. I've got plenty more coming your way. And drop a comment below. What's one small change you'll try today? A note to your sweetheart? A walk in the sun? I can't wait to hear from you. Let's keep this joy rolling. Together, we're unstoppable. See you in the next one.